I'd like to call to order the Douglas Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Wednesday, October 11th at 7:02 PM. First agenda item is case number 2017-04. A public hearing continued for Henry LeBon Jr., 56 Martin Road.
Borrow yours or look through it at the same time. Would you mind, Dan? 'Cause
What's
just that whole file, because I can't find it.
Oh, actually,
Thanks.
I don't have one either. I brought
Which one?
a new one.
Well, ask Maria.
Not Henry's?
Do you have just the application stuff from the original application?
The files, I have them all here.
Oh, yeah, okay, if we could take just...
Can we have it for now? Oh, thank you. Oh, we got one.
I've got the plan right here.
Okay.
I don't know, this is another plan.
This was...
This is the original landmark.
You weren't here last week,
I
right?
wasn't right, yeah. I
Okay,
was
last
trying, I
month.
watched this last month. I watched this on TV.
Okay. So we were looking for plans for the building, which we didn't have, which we usually get.
Well, I take objection to it because of the idea you're gonna spend thousands of dollars on it and not being able to guarantee he'll be able to build it. So that's, I take.
I understand your objection.
Go ahead.
Duly
All right,
noted.
for the record, Mike Yerka, Suicide Engineering, representing Mr. LeBron. Again, what you were just discussing about the plans he did go out, spend the money, and have a set of drawings for the board to look at. It's the same plan that we had last time. In the first meeting, the board suggested we do something with the back end of the building so that we'd only be looking for a variance to the street line. And we did that at the last plan. We moved it from 10 feet out, and moved it back to 6 feet. And basically, the only part of the variance we're looking for is a small triangle. And that triangle is a little bit less than half the frontage. It's about 13 feet 8 inches that goes from 0 offset to approximately 6.2 offset from the line. And so most, a little over half of the front line of the garage is within the zoning offsets. So again, it's the same plan. This area, the small triangle, consists of approximately 47 square feet of the total building, which amounts to about 2% of foundation that encroaches upon the zoning. So it's pretty much the same plan, and like I said at last meeting, it asks for some building plans there, which Mr. LeBron has provided at this point.
Mr. Chairman, may I address the engineer?
Yep, go ahead.
Mike, is that still 40 feet 3 inches in the front?
43 feet 8 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved it back from the first meeting.
Okay.
So we had this side at 10 feet, probably the
Yep.
plan you're looking at.
Yeah.
And we moved it back to 6 feet for the bump out, so we saved a few more feet there. Plus we...
Well, the
we bent this-
accommodations, yeah,
plus
took
we-
the
yeah,
corner out
we-
here,
we-
too.
Exactly, we moved this part of the building, we offset the foundation so that now we're only asking for a variance from the front lot line and not the side lot lines.
Awesome.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, you can take a look.
Well, I guess I see the face of this. Don't we usually get like a side? My concern, as you recall, was the proximity to the existing
It's just
home.
the neighbor's house.
And I thought we'd get a topo kind of look, side look at how that's going to look with the land, but I thought we usually got that.
Well, there's a side view right here.
It is?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the side of the...
that's the side.
of the-
So it's obvious
With the
there's no
existing-
windows in it.
Yeah, okay, that's not.
Huh?
No, I was looking for something showing the topography, how it's gonna work in there. I can't
Which I guess is
visualize
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Well, it shows the backside of the house that's over here. The topography that's up here over here. The way this is your retaining wall, right across here, and it steps down. Then you get the wall that comes up, and then the gravel that comes up,
Oh, I
the
see.
elevation that's here.
Oh,
And there's a,
Much
of
better
course, there's
than I
a
am.
footing that's here, frost wall, so. It's not rocket scientist.
Well, it is
This
to
pretty
me.
good. I know.
I consider you a rocket scientist,
Okay.
being able to read that.
Would you like to see this again or not?
It's not gonna do much good.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
actually,
sorry.
this is just the hill that he has
Yeah,
right here. This represents the high spot.
Okay.
And then the foundation is lower on this end.
Okay,
There's more
good.
wood or more siding.
Right, I see. All right.
And more
Thank
wood and
you.
more
Thank you,
siding
Dan.
to
That's-
compensate for the,
Looking at it upside down, I wasn't.
yep, no.
Thanks.
And then he's got his, so this is the high spot, basically. In the front yard, we know is lower, and the backyard is definitely lower. Anyone have any other questions, comments for the applicant?
Did we have did we get a reply from the planning board on this one? I didn't see it. I saw a bunch in here on the
Yeah.
ones for tonight, but maybe it's in, must be in that. I don't know whether I got that.
Yes. Yes, one was given.
Is it in the regular file too, Maria, or no?
Yeah, this is the regular file.
I thought you gave Dan the
I
file.
made copies. They did have an objection
Why don't you pass that up here then,
for the
Maria?
front and side setback concerns.
And there's nothing in here. There's nothing in this file, though.
No, I had it with me.
Why wasn't that out of
what
the
was the date
file?
on that one?
I had copied it to everyone.
August 9th.
But I haven't, I don't have a copy of that.
Oh, I'm
It's the
sorry.
first time I saw one.
Okay.
Wait, did you
All right.
send, you didn't mail it?
I thought I had. Maybe I didn't if it's not in your packet.
So we have a
I
correspondence with,
apologize.
from the Douglas Planning Board, and it says that, checked, we have an objection to the attached request for the following reasons. We have front and side yard setback concerns. Signed, Douglas Planning Board. I don't know whose signature that is, but.
Yeah, but that was before he straightened it out, am
Yeah.
I right, Mike?
Yeah, that was dated
Yeah,
before.
this is dated, let's see, the revision is September 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was in
that's dated
August.
That was on.
Yeah, so there's no side,
So you
no side.
went back already and you went sideways, you brought
Right.
it sideways.
so
yeah.
there's no,
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good.
Is there anybody in the room that wants to speak on this application? Okay.
I got a question.
Okay.
This shows the second floor in this garage.
Yep.
That application says for a garage. Is this gonna be unfinished space?
I don't know the answer to that. Maybe you can certainly
Yes,
answer
it
that.
is gonna be unfinished.
It's storage.
It's just more storage.
Which, I guess it, technically it doesn't matter because it's how far you are from the sideline, whether it's 1 story, 2 stories, as long as it stays under the height requirement. If it's how far you are from the sideline or whatever variance you're looking for,
Yeah,
is the way I understand it. It's not,
yeah, it's nothing to do with the
Inside.
inside. That'd be up to the building inspector after.
Well, the application to us is for a
Oh, I know,
garage,
I know.
period.
Garage, yep.
Not with
Storage.
finished upstairs,
Mhm.
so,
We went through this up on,
Yep.
one of the ones on the lakes.
yeah.
Whether or
on,
not the basement was gonna
Badland
be finished,
Pond.
advertised as 1
Yes.
square footage,
Yep.
and it was something else, that's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
Louis
it doesn't
too.
matter now?
That was
Well,
Louis too.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't. That was this is for a garage. And that was for a house.
well, right now.
There's no living space in here, am I correct?
Well, they have living
Yeah.
space over the current garage, don't they?
I don't.
I
I drive by it all the
answer
time.
that.
It's storage. There's no living space.
No, one with the covered garages, which, yes, yeah.
It's storage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put curtains in the window.
Anybody else? Any-
I'm good.
Hello? Mike? Pam?
I'm really uncomfortable with the size of it on the lot. And I've voiced my opinions about about the proximity to the existing home next door, which is non-conforming. It's 6 foot from the sideline.
Right.
And it just, it seems to me that if we're gonna do zoning that protects the value of property, we ought to be looking at all the property, not just the one that's coming before us, that's all.
Well, your opinion.
Now, let me get this straight. The only place you need anything from us
Yes.
is the front,
That's it.
right?
Yep.
Sidelines are all met.
Correct.
Everything's right. You made that little angle in there, you
Yep.
made it. Now, as I'm right when I say this, John, that the building commissioner, he said, I'll take care of the inside of everything, you just do the zoning.
Yep.
Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. That's the law. That's what it's gotta be. It's about zoning. So I'm okay with it.
Everyone make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
A motion by Mr. Bombara, seconded by Mr. Fitzpatrick to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public hearing's closed. Board want to discuss or make a decision this evening?
I'll make a motion that we approve the variance for case number 2010-04, with the subject of the plan that was submitted today be part of the application, the approval on Mr. Miller Bond.
That would be subject to this plan as well?
Yes, this plan too, that the,
Yeah.
yeah, that the engineer has said, Mr. Yerka Engineering,
The revised date of 9/9/17.
9917, yep.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bombara to approve the application number 2017-04 for the plans, house plan, the plan submitted and the plot plan submitted as well. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Right.
Okay, so we have, your variance request is approved.
Thank you.
We'll need to draft a decision, and we'll get it submitted to the town clerk as soon as it's drafted.
All right, thanks for your time.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman?
Oh, you're gonna have to take
I'm sorry?
this.
Oh, I was going to ask who seconded that motion.
I did. Oh.
Who?
very good.
Thank you.
This next case, I'm gonna, so if I am directly next to it.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All right, so,
What's the next case?
just,
No.
Well, I just want to make sure the file has it all.
Yeah, I need that plan.
All right.
Yes, you are. I
I'm just gonna
recognize
back up,
that
okay.
property.
Oh, actually, you know what, we have
This
North
is
Village LLC.
Oh, no, I don't. The one she just gave me.
Yeah, it's North Village.
That's what I have.
It's on all of them.
Yeah, no, it's village is on that.
Okay, the next
Oh,
agenda
okay.
item is
Seat 750.
Oh, wait a minute, okay, all right.
North Brown LLC.
You know why those, yeah, it is, yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
And you're here for the
Yes, we're here for the affirmative fair housing marketing plan that was submitted for the last meeting. The board wanted more time to review it. But since we were here, the town hired a housing consultant to submit a local preference request to the DHCD, and that was recently approved about a week ago with the existing plan, so basically, we just need the board's approval of the plan.
Bill, can you give the board some background on that?
Yeah. We, as you may recall, we hired Elizabeth Rust to prepare, it was really a very simple memo to DHCD, which is a prerequisite to have local preference, meaning Douglas residents have first crack at the affordable units. So we contracted with Elizabeth Rust. She prepared a memo to DHCD. DHCD authorized the local preference and approved the local preference for Douglas. So in fact, when these units become available, Douglas residents that meet the criteria for affordable housing have preference, first crack at the units.
Okay.
So obviously, in your packet, I'm sure you have the invoice for the services for
Yes, that's
Ms.
right.
Ross, so
And that was-
I recommend that it be paid. And with regard to the marketing plan, I did sit down with the developer and we went through it, and it's a fairly standard document. The only thing that I requested in addition to what's there is that the town be notified through me about scheduling and advertising, so we can really promote the local preference aspect of it. So if that's added to the marketing plan, absolutely, I'm in support of it.
Okay. And the cost for the consultant, the draft that was borne by the
Borne by the applicant.
applicant, okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead,
For
Pam.
Bill. Bill, since they're going to be notifying you, does the town have something in mind for a process, or are you developing a process for us to be more proactive in getting the information out?
That's
Douglas
really, the
residents?
scheduling, and that was one of the questions I raised in the marketing plan, the scheduling is really to be determined. So that's kind of in flux, and it depends on, the occupancies and the building permits as they're issued, and it's driven by the market demand for the housing units.
So
So it's adjusted as it goes.
So what would be the least amount of time that we'd have to get notice out to Douglas residents? I guess what I'm looking for is, when does that kick in? If you're notified, how much time do you have to notify residents if there's something
I would
available?
ask the applicant.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it takes me a day to get it out on the website, on
you're on
cable
the-
TV.
You're up.
But in terms of when, the timeframe between when they give us the information and when it's posted, that's virtually immediately. I'm not sure if that answers the question.
So what I'd like to know is, who's in charge of that?
The agent that we've hired in order to do the lottery plan is in charge of it. He will, it's outlined at the back of the plan in terms of how they'll do it. There's like a 60-day marketing period in which they first advertise in papers, local papers and more statewide papers. At the same time, within, I think, 2 weeks after the first ad runs, then they notify all of the people that are listed in the attachment, which is fairly extensive in terms of the town of Douglas. It includes the town administrator, the town clerk, the planning board, economic development commission, council on aging, zoning board of appeals, board of assessors, building facilities, construction, Simon
Right,
Fairfield
but
Library.
those are offices that have administrators and/or elected officials who really
Right.
aren't going to have a plan. What I'm looking for
They will
is...
have, no, they will get the plan.
Okay.
They will get the marketing plan. We sent to them, they can post it, including the town. The town can post it on their website. So everyone looking at the town's website will know. Each one of those individuals in Douglas and also all the surrounding communities will also have it. They can post it.
They can.
They can. In addition, additional community contact groups can be added to the marketing plan as directed by the city or town. So if you want to add
Okay.
people, you can do it.
So I guess what I'd look for is for Douglas to designate areas like post office maybe, if we can get permission to do that?
They've identified the library, I
Yep.
can't recall, a post office also.
Library,
Yeah, you can do
post
the post
office, that
office.
kind of thing.
And, you
public
know, I
buildings.
asked them today if we could get some of the flyers to put in our
Yep.
office and,
Good.
you know.
All right, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly, anyone you want, just let us know.
Bill will put one inside his car.
Billboard. Coming in for white.
I can rent some space.
Am I correct that it's like the 16th unit that needs to be,
No, four of the first 16 have to be
4 of the first
affordable.
16? Okay.
So we will start the marketing, after we sell probably 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Market rates. So I would anticipate sometime after the first 3.
Okay. Okay. Anybody have any other questions for
No, that's a lot of blah, 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 right?
We had one done. You've got 2 done now? Or-
We have 2 sold.
Good.
Yeah, we have a couple under agreement, so moving along.
Good. All right, so I guess we need a motion to accept the local preference agreement, that'd be the right term?
The marketing plan.
Marketing plan.
Local,
I'll move that we accept the marketing plan for North Brown LLC, North Village.
Second it?
all right, we have a motion by Mrs. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Bombara, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, it's unanimous.
Okay,
Good
thank
luck.
you.
Get to work.
Well, I guess the next public hearing can't start until 7:30. We have a few bills here.
Looking for some pocket change.
No. Would you like to talk about the fees?
Sure.
Just real quickly?
Bill.
Okay, in your packet, you have a draft of a document that I prepared regarding fees. I want to emphasize it is draft. What it allows the board to do at the next meeting, with the board's authorization, we'll schedule a hearing and we'll take input on the proposed fee schedule. The proposed fee schedule has parameters in there that allow us to utilize Chapter 53 E and, I'm sorry, Chapter 44, Section 53E and E1/2 and G, which allows us to recover costs that the town may incur in reviewing complicated applications if we need outside consultants or for staff time in reviewing an application. So that's the major difference between our current fee schedule and what's being proposed. I did carry the $150 fee along with $7 per certified abutter and check made payable to the Telegram and Gazette for the advertising, which is consistent with what we currently charge today. It just puts it in writing. If the board wants to delay this, we actually have 3 documents currently that are available. One pertains specifically to 40B. One pertains to the ZBA rules and regulations. And I believe we have a 3rd document which is similar to this one. We should probably consolidate all of them into one, I would suggest, so there's just one document. What I can do is modify this for our next meeting and append the 40B section, so it's just basically one continuous document, and we'll do away with all the other stuff.
All right. Okay. And then if you can get it out to the board members
There's 3 of
as
them.
far in advance as you can, we can just do another review of that and hopefully get it on board next,
That's
vote it on next
That's
meeting.
Next meeting.
So, but we've got a change, a zoning change coming up in the town meeting, fall town meeting.
Correct, yes.
And so we'll incorporate anything like that with changes. That's the
This
zone.
wouldn't require town meeting action. This is strictly the local board adopting local fees.
Okay. I didn't get this prior to, so I'll take it home and go through it and see.
And feel free to contact me directly if anybody has any questions or,
Okay,
okay?
fair enough.
Great.
Appreciate it, thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Thank you for your work.
Have a good night.
You too. See you, Bill. Okay, we just have to wait a couple of minutes.
Still nice up there. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I met him at our annual meeting in June. Yeah, talking to Bolton, it's a doctor. Yeah, that right away seems to be a problem for the owner.
Nobody ever did anything, you know?
No, we all should stand together and say stop.
You tell me.
Well, you can be the organizer.
Then I have enough going. Then I have.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we can't get involved as far as the watershed, the district, you know, the management,
Yeah.
we can't get involved in that.
Yeah, but it's just,
You know,
it's supposed
it's
to be,
just-
supposed to be used for
Yeah,
everybody.
exactly,
That's what it's
exactly.
about.
Yeah, and she'll
That's
sit there,
what-
she told us, she was 50 feet up the wall. No, you don't.
You know, and she don't even belong to the association.
Well, yeah, she does.
Does she pay for that?
Yes, she does. Yeah. Tried to get out of it, but she couldn't.
Maybe she'll pay the taxes.
No, I gotta say she does, because she does butt the wall. Part of her property, from some easement. Throw it away.
That's what it is. Nobody has to do anything.
I know.
So let me use my foot.
She's a nice guy. You ever been in the house that guy built?
I didn't bring mine.
Somebody didn't finish the electrical.
Thank you.
The guy went in there and tried to finish it himself, or hired another guy. And cutting the holes because it was the sheet right over there. All the electrical cords, took the saws off. All the wires ran
I
off.
guess
All ran off.
this denial, he's saying
No, he is.
it's only 90,000 square feet. That's not the case. The variance that we give has to do with demolition in the same whatever. This is a grandfathered lot. Has nothing to do with this.
Well,
But all the rest of them didn't have that one up around the lake. It wasn't the lot, it's not the lot size, it's the fact that it's pre-existing,
said the
non-conforming.
footprint is bigger than the previous footprint.
Right, but that's not it, 'cause it's already pre-existing non-conforming, right? So in other words, this is not.
We would need a special permit.
Is that one of you working with the house over there, Mendon?
Not a variance.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's why I'm going, this doesn't sound right. Sorry I did that late. Just was in rereading it, huh? We've done a lot of these,
Yeah.
and they're not variances.
I seen Tommy was working with Carl. Tommy's working with Carl now, huh?
Just resubmit.
Yeah.
Let me see what was there. Well, I'm showing you what
I
was
just
there.
looked and I went, that's not the case. I noticed it when I read it, and I didn't go back,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Something was going on in here between, like, whenever I got it and read it, and now, and then I just reread it, and I went,
Needed a side of one.
that's not how we've done
Tommy did my
these.
side of that.
If you built the exact same house with the exact same
But he got
you don't even need to come here.
I guess, yeah, because the thing is,
Footprint is exactly the same thing. It's when you change
the
the
same
footprint.
stuff.
Oh, I watch him like a drug test.
Oh, you have to.
That's a good pickup pan. Larry come up and... Larry, could you join us for a second? Before we open this hearing?
We're not deliberating the case, right?
No, we're not.
Oh, yes, we are.
We
We're deliberating.
I think they need a special permit, not a variance. Because they had a pre-existing non-conforming house that they're putting on a pre-existing non-conforming lot.
This is section in here.
But they're changing the footprint.
Footprint.
So
We've done
they
a
don't
lot of
really need a
these.
variance, they need a special permit. What was the,
I can't remember the numbers.
well, look for his denial letter, it should,
Well, it's right here,
okay.
but it's not. What did you cite? Did you cite a thingy?
No.
Oh, you're citing the lot size. And we already know all these things without already pre-existing non-conforming because they were there before zoning. So really, the place in our bylaw is this special permit for when you raise a building and reconstruct
Tommy
it.
should have stuck with the cop on.
If it's bigger than the existing,
You use
then
it
you
as
need a
a
special
Special
permit.
If you don't mind.
It's accessory.
Non-conforming uses.
Somewhere in there.
It's 3.4.
It's a variance required.
Yep, all right, let's see what,
That's okay, we're just trying to share. Oh, yeah.
What number you got, 3 what?
Wait a minute, but we know it was pre-existing then.
yeah, actually,
You find it?
look at the one above it. This-
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
This says,
But it's a special permit.
right, then the next 3.4.
Shall not. Oh, and the variance would be to increase the size? No.
I don't think so. I mean, it seems like there's a little conflict there.
Okay,
Should we
Oh,
take
yeah,
this
I
up when
see.
it's his time now, please?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Should
it's,
we
then
take
it's
this up when
both.
it's his time?
Well, we just want to
Yeah,
Sure, that-
verify it, yeah.
Then it's both, right?
Both?
It's special permit and?
Yep. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, did you get a special permit and a variance down in Cottage Valley?
No.
You had to get you gotta get a variance. He's changing the footprint, eh?
Right,
You gotta get a variance.
It's, yeah,
and a special permit.
It's still gonna be a
it's
non-conforming
to,
structure.
it's to, yes, special permit to reconstruct, extend, or change a non-conforming structure, and only if it terms shall not be substantially more detrimental. Well, then that's what we're doing, because we, you know, if it doesn't, if it's not more detrimental to the neighborhood, you give the special permit. It says following types: reconstructed, extended, or structurally changed. And then this one, I don't understand that. What is that?
They contradict one another, actually,
know.
they do.
I don't wanna listen, I don't wanna read that one. I wanna read that one. I don't know.
I know.
Do you see the problem?
Yeah.
No? Read. Read it.
It's 3.4.3 and 3.4.4.
Yep.
But if you're changing, you have to do it.
If you're increasing the size.
They're decreasing the size.
On the height.
Yeah.
Because we're not
That's what happened to my guy next door. He joined the
Oh, I know.
What are you gonna do? What do you wanna do?
I think they need a special permit as well.
Absolutely, that's a bylaw, so it's just mea culpa.
Mea culpa.
Mea oops.
Special permit and a variance. I believe.
Well,
Reading it that way, you would be safe saying, yes, you would have to get both,
Right.
Well,
because because they contradict one another.
The variance site would be, I believe, if you built the exact same structure on the exact same footprint, and it was too close to the lot line,
okay, yeah,
you
right.
could, it's okay, but
It's okay.
you'd get, but then when you expand it, then you need a special permit and a variance.
But when you tear down the house,
Variance doesn't,
and the foundation comes out of the ground, everything you do, you gotta get zoning tested.
Why wouldn't the variance cover it?
I'm sorry, I missed
Why
that.
wouldn't the
Zoning
variance
has to
cover it?
approve.
It says in
Right.
Because you're taking down
increase in
For a
existing
non-conforming lot.
Yeah,
non-conforming.
you're making the lot turn
create a
back
new
to
non-conforming.
zero.
yeah,
If you took the foundation off, you took
he didn't
everything
write it
out.
in there.
So therefore,
Yeah.
you got a lot.
3.4.4 is correct.
If you did the same size stuff.
What about
Mike says he thinks
3.3?
Can I just read this one?
it's like, they're very similar. I think I'd like to get a reading
Because
from,
it says, you're increasing the existing non-conformity, create a new non-conformity, including the extension of the exterior wall along the same. I think it still meets the,
Requirement?
Yep. Both or one?
no, I think the variance is fine.
Yeah, zoning, right?
Yep.
Well, we gotta make a decision now.
The application is for a variance, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I agree with the description.
It's
It's going for the
it's
variance.
reconstruction after tearing something down, it's a special permit. You know that. It's Rita's. Yeah, it's totally. So that.
No different than the other ones that we did, for like Verizon, or whatever
Yeah,
that
but I
was.
think they
We
get
always
special
did
permits.
special permits,
Yeah.
not variances.
No variances.
They all get special permits.
Did they tear the foundation out of the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a completely different house.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah, I
come to
think
zone, you gotta come to zone. Once the foundation leaves the ground,
Right.
it's gotta come to zone.
Yeah.
So can we still issue a special permit, even though it was advertised as a variance?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that would be a no-no.
It's no big deal.
No, well,
No.
well, it is, and
One more, yeah, one more one, that's all.
All right. Well, I'll open it up and continue it and explain to the applicant what's going on.
yeah. I think so.
Oh, so we can't even hear it, we can't even talk about it?
Oh, yeah, tell.
That's true.
No, I know that,
Yeah,
but I
but I
mean,
think
as
you're
far
gonna-
as discussing it,
Well,
it makes
right.
it, makes it
In that
missing.
case, you should
I'm going to
talk.
open the public hearing and
Yeah.
continue it. and
Yeah.
everything that works, please.
Yeah, that's what you get next.
I'm sure he's probably getting pretty
Yeah.
at the moment.
I agree with that. Okay, the next agenda item is case number 2017-07, a public hearing for Donald Marino, 294 Northwest Main Street. It was advertised in the Worcester Telegram and Gazette and also posted here at the town hall. And it read as follows. The Town of Douglas Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing beginning at 7:30 on Wednesday, October 11th, 2017, in the Douglas Municipal Center, Community Meeting Room, 29 Depot Street, Douglas, Mass., to hear the following application. Donald Farino is requesting a variance in a rural agriculturally zoned district pursuant to the Douglas zoning bylaws, Section 4.1.3, Table of Dimensional Requirements, Appendix B, Dimensional Regulations, to vary the required 200 feet of road frontage and the existing road frontage is 66.21, and the required lot area of 90,000 square feet, and the existing lot area is 7,000 square feet. The required front yard setback is 50 feet, and the existing front yard setback is 25.7 feet. The required side yard of 25 feet, and the existing is 16.5. In order to raise a legal, pre-existing, non-conforming, single-family dwelling and to construct a new single-family dwelling with an increased volume and adjusted location on property located at 295 Northwest Main Street, Assessors Map 159, Parcel 12. Is the applicant here? Okay.
Two applicants.
Yeah, the applicant and the owner, I assume? The applicant and the representative. It appears that you need a special permit as well as a variance, and that's not what was applied for, and that's not what was advertised. I'm going to confirm everything with town council tomorrow, but I think we need to continue this. We'll have an answer for you tomorrow. But in the past, when people have done very similar things, they got a special permit. And unfortunately, the application is for a variance only.
But if we have to re-advertise, we'll absorb all the costs.
Right. And if there's a need to, well, there will be a need to re-advertise if a special permit's required. And the town will absorb that expense. So unfortunately, we're going to take a vote to continue to next month, and we'll make sure that Maria gets back to you in the next, as soon as we get a word from town council, but we've been doing this for quite a while, and everybody else applied for a special permit. So just an oversight, and
So our next meeting.
yeah, while the public hearing's open, also, we would like, always require people to get us a house plan,
Okay.
so that we can, in our decision, we can refer to a plan.
Square footage.
With square, with square footage. And obviously the dimensions, so the lot lines, but on a plot plan, but also a building plan. And so I entertain a motion to continue this public hearing. Oh,
I
sorry.
can't,
I'll move to continue the public hearing until our next meeting, which is November 8th at
7:15 p.m.
7:15.
Okay, we have a motion by Mrs. Holmes to continue. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Tassino. All in favor?
Right.
Aye. So,
Okay.
see you next-
See you next month.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll bring it to you.
That's unfortunate. It is what it is.
you didn't rip it down yet.
Huh?
You didn't rip it down yet.
Okay. The next agenda item is the case number 2017-08, a public hearing for Robert Parent and Carol Dolan, 12 Roslyn Road. The date of the application was September 19, 2017. The application was posted in the town hall as well as advertised in the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, and it read as follows. Robert Parent and Carol Dolan are requesting a variance in a rural agricultural zone district pursuant to the Douglas zoning bylaws, 4.1.3 Table of Dimensional Requirements, Appendix B Dimensional Regulations, to vary the required 90,000 square feet of lot area, which includes an existing non-conforming parcel 136 and 137, both parcels being 5,000 square feet for a total of 10,000 square feet. The required road frontage is 200 and the existing road frontage is 100. The required front yard setback is 50 and the existing front yard setback is 44. The required side yard setback is 25 and the existing side yard setback is 10. The required rear setback is 25 feet and the existing rear setback is 22 feet. On property located at 12 Roslyn Road, Assessors Map 284, parcel 136 and 137.
Mr. Chairman, is this a special permit as well?
This house is down.
Just asking.
Mm-hmm.
This is feeling very familiar to the last one. So I just wanted to make sure that we're
That's what
looking
you're
at
I
it.
thought you were talking about both of them, because that's what it appears to be.
Yeah, we presently have applied to combine those lots into one.
I think the issue is that you're not building the exact same
Correct.
footprint as what was previously there.
Correct, yeah, we're looking for variances as shown in the paperwork provided
Mhm.
to put up a three-bedroom home,
Mhm.
two-level.
But it's our belief you need a variance and a special permit
And what's the special permit? What would that be?
to replace a
To reconstruct,
pre-existing non-conforming structure that was demolished,
Okay.
or raised, I guess would be the right word.
He made one comment too. You said, sir, that this is 2 lots?
This is two lots that are...
Are you merging them?
Right, correct.
Are they legally already together?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
They're deeded?
They're
Yes.
deeded together, okay.
And they've been registered, you should have all that.
Okay.
So I believe this is going to need to
Same
be
situation.
applied for a special
Okay,
permit,
So we need, and a special permit would be just for,
because you are raising an existing structure on a pre-existing non-conforming lot,
okay.
and you're replacing it with a larger structure.
The section in our bylaw
Yeah,
is,
is-
what was it, 4.4?
3.4,
3.4, page 9.
Well, it's, if he looks it up online, it's,
No, it's not. It's actually, it's on, yeah.
it is all online, by
Is
the
it?
way.
Yeah.
if you wanna look
3.44.
up- Yeah. 3.44?
Yes.
4, okay.
Hi, Lou.
Because this is a pre-existing non-conforming, just like the other one.
Yeah. You got two lots, right? You put them together, that's okay. Now, each lot's got 5,000 square feet?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, you should, I don't know, why you'd be getting a special permit. We have a rule that as long as 5,000 square feet, you can get a building permit.
What permit?
A building permit,
Okay.
okay? So I don't know what they're saying.
Legally, if you have 2 undersized lots owned in common ownership, they have to be merged. That's why people checkerboard them if
Right.
they have multiple.
Oh, no, see, what they do is they get a 5,000, up there, we have a special rule in, the building commissioner has it. 5,000 square feet gives you the right to build. The problem is after you build, you gotta have a place to put the septic. See, that's the whole secret. That they have a special thing up there because that was all laid out before.
Part of the town of Douglas. It's part of the town of Douglas. It has to meet.
Has to
the house.
comply with
Right,
zoning bylaws.
right, but it was all laid out before, it was laid out. Okay, it was
Yeah.
laid out.
It was laid out that way.
Right, it was all, it's all laid out, it's all laid out, all made out the way it's supposed to be, but the only thing is that you have to get a, like you said, a special permit, okay?
You have to combine them. If they're undersized lots and you're owning common ownership,
Yeah,
you
but
need to combine them,
You need to combine them.
Which
before
is
you get built
legally,
on.
which you're willing to do.
We've done.
Which
we've
is
already
done, it's
that.
done.
Yeah.
It is done, yep. Okay.
yeah, so you shouldn't have, I mean,
So
a
really,
special permit.
we just have to do, same issue as the last client,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yep.
So we'll absorb any
Yes.
for
And it's gonna be the same thing, you're
advertising.
gonna confirm that with.
I am going to speak,
So
yeah.
Yep.
It'll be the same situation, Maria will get a hold of you.
Okay.
in the next few days.
Okay.
This is
So,
very cool.
so
Hopping right through all
apologize
these.
for the delay.
Hey, a lot of fun.
So can we get a motion to continue this
I'll move
case?
to continue the case until November 8th at 7:30.
Very well, thank you.
Second.
Okay,
Be time.
okay.
Sorry.
Motion by Mrs. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Fitzpatrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Continue till next month at 7:30.
November 5th at 7:30 p.m.
so I hope other people will be here. I don't think I'm gonna be there. My husband's birthday.
What?
Birthday.
November,
I caught her out in the back.
I was gonna say Scorpio, on the 16th.
I don't know how people live with you guys. After the meeting, I'll show you a picture of Bob
I asked her if she was
in
getting all dolled up for you.
the jump house.
She is.
The kids at a birthday party. He's jumping with their 3 and a 4-year-old.
I'm 20 between these two right here. I had my grandkids this past weekend. I did things I didn't think I could do.
Right, and so did he. He shouldn't have either.
Yes, true.
Looking through the minutes from our September meeting, unless, I don't know if everybody's had a
That's
chance
a
to
good
review.
idea. We'll just, we
Actually, I read them all.
John read them all. Late night meeting.
Well, that's what I was talking to the lady here. So you can just about hear anything that's on the TV.
May 3rd?
What do I do first? Right there.
I've got May 3rd. How come it's not writing down here? Did we skip it?
I don't know where it's in the package. Maria, there's minutes in here from May, is that?
I know, we never approved those. Those were the ones that I had to do because the paper didn't work that night.
Yep,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, I'll make the motion. We approve May 3rd, 2017 meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bombara, seconded by Mr. Fitzpatrick to approve the minutes of, is it John, May
May 3rd.
May 3rd, as written.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The minutes are approved as written.
Trying to get notes. August 9th.
That'll be August 9th.
Oh, yes. That was a short meeting.
Yes, I like the 1 pages.
Yeah. Again, I'll make the motion that we approve the August 9th, 2017 appeals meeting minutes.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Bombara and seconded by Mr. Fitzpatrick to approve the August 9th minutes as written. All in favor? Aye.
You can't do September 13th, you might
Nope. I read them.
Huh?
But I read them.
That's right. Yeah, he keeps on top of things.
Good, Mike. Put 'em away.
move to accept the minutes of September 13th, 2017, as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mrs. Holmes to approve the minutes of, what's the date here?
September 13th.
September 13th, as written, and seconded by Mr. Fitzpatrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved as written. And we have one abstention, Maria. John.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we got 2 minutes to kill.
Good. We'll just sit here and relax. Breathe. Oxygen to our brains.
Have you been over in Whitensville lately? They're tearing up that,
Yeah,
Church
Church Street,
yeah,
because they're today during work hours.
water pipe, right? Water pipe.
Big one, too.
Huh?
Gotta be about 18 inch.
Oh, yeah?
at least
Oh,
that.
water all the way down. Amazing.
All the businesses maybe.
That must have
Some
been
good
there,
gas
how many
tanks on
years was that?
Church Street. Probably the White family put it in.
I was just gonna say probably Henry White and put it in.
That's why it's on Church Street, right? That was the village all the way down.
Yep.
What a mess. Hey,
Gotta do what you gotta do. That's your motto, right, Louis?
hey, you gotta get it done.
No.
Do what you gotta do.
Am I right or am I wrong?
That's it. Steal that. See, Larry, they're trying to copy. They're trying to copy.
I'm sure Larry's heard that, too.
Yeah, a couple times anyway.
Once a day.
Poor Larry, no, me and Larry, we get along.
Yeah, like peas and carrots.
Nope, we get along. And we got, he's over at Uxbridge too, you know.
He's all over.
Yeah, I mean, he's,
Do you still do business in Uxbridge?
yeah.
I did know.
Did you see the fire?
We don't do,
Oh, my
we don't do.
Oh, my God.
What
They
they
came
do?
from the courthouse area and heading down the street. As soon as they
Yeah,
come over the top of the hill, I
Yeah, I
was like, good Lord, are you kidding me?
An edifice.
Right on Main Street.
What-
My God.
What'd they do?
The new fire department in Uxbridge. Holy moly.
That's got me confused. I thought we were bad when we built the ladder truck was too big. I thought we were bad, but down there, I don't know what they're gonna do with the doors in the back.
We're gonna have to
Drive
rent,
through, I guess.
rent
That
space to
big
put
wall,
our
you know,
alarm
you
machinery
can't
in.
drive through it. There's not
No,
enough
well,
room.
you can't forget they're gonna take down the old fire station.
No, the other way.
I know.
Yeah.
Right, Larry?
Ventilation.
they can get them in and out.
Yeah,
Right?
too.
Yeah, you know, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about on the back? the back of the
Measure that,
building?
right?
Yeah.
Not my job.
They picked their own spot for that.
Oh,
thing.
they get,
Yeah, right downtown.
they took all the back.
Are you kidding me? It should have been right next
They
to the
gonna tear
police.
down the old one?
Yeah.
That's where it should have been.
The next,
Can't use it, that's a pretty building.
next agenda item is case number 2017-09, public hearing for Richard E. Colts, 185 U Street. Date of the application was September 19th, 2017. The advertisement was in the Worcester Telegram and Gazette and also posted at the Douglas Town Hall and read as follows. The Town of Douglas Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, October 11th, 2017, in the Douglas Municipal Center, Community Meeting Room, 29 Depot Street, Douglas, Mass., to hear the following application. Richard Colts is requesting a variance in a rural agriculturally zoned district pursuant to Douglas zoning bylaws, Section 4.1.3, Table of Dimensional Requirements, Appendix B, Dimensional Regulations to vary the required 200 feet of road frontage, and the existing road frontage is 150. The required lot area is 90,000 square feet, and the existing lot area is 68,868.36 square feet on property located at 185 U Street, map 222, parcel 1. A copy of the application may be viewed at the Community Development Office during regular business hours. Any person interested or wishing to be heard on the proposed application should appear at the time and place designated.
That was mine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we get the green cards back, Maria?
Yes.
Okay, and we,
Did we get anything?
we have a communication from the Douglas Planning Board that reads, "We have no objection to the attached request for a variance." Signed, Douglas Planning Board. The applicant or their representative here, would you like to join us, sir? Are you Richard?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. All right, if you want to give us some background on why you're here and
Why am I here?
what you're looking for.
Why am I here? So, my in-laws bought this property back in the 80s with hopes to either pass it on to their kids or their grandkids or build a house on it. That time's come. They have, a few years ago, they transferred it to us. And we have weighed our options, and we were planning on building a house. But I think with college looming, and I think our plan is to sell it. And we would like to, essentially, after some of the guidance that I got from your office, it sounds like what we're really requesting for is an extension of the grandfathering so that we can market it as a buildable lot. It's been zoned buildable. I've been paying taxes on it as a 130, it's buildable. So we're just looking to get that variance so we can market it that way.
It was, when the zoning change took place, it was grandfathered for,
It was grandfathered for a period of time, I don't recall what that is, like 5 or 6 years after that date, and that's
7 or 8,
been
I think.
passed, yeah, that's now passed, so it's really, I don't have a plot plan or anything like that in terms of like putting a house on it, because we're not planning on putting a house on it. The way that it was kind of explained to me was that when the applicants for the, if we were lucky enough to be able to sell it and something we got a buyer, that when that buyer wanted to build, they would have to obviously come for a permit, and it would be at that time that they'd have to. And we kind of did that same, back and forth between special permit or zoning. We kind of landed here on zoning, so that's why we're here. Pay for college.
so from what I can tell, it was part of a larger parcel, it was chopped off, and the other homes were built, and this lot just sat vacant, and
Just sat vacant.
zoning,
Yes.
the grandfathering expired, basically.
Yes, expired.
How does the grandfather expire if the lot's recorded, signed, and everything? I mean, who made, I've never heard that before. I mean, I can see something to expire if it wasn't, all the way it is, but it's all here. It's a piece of land which is there, and it's all, it was recorded, everything. If you had a baby and you were going to give him a piece of land, and because, what do you mean by expired? It's a legal document, and it says, at this time it was a lot.
I don't know what the deed says.
But you're only grandfathered for, is it 7 years,
The
Larry? 8 years?
grandfathering ended in 2004?
4, yes, 4.
Is that the way it is?
Yep.
Some sort of state law,
Huh?
state law that says it's
Thank you, Larry.
limited.
See, I always thought if it was made out, okay?
Things don't last forever, Louis.
Yeah, okay.
There are laws.
Okay.
Rules, I should say.
Mike?
Rules.
Richard, when was it transferred to you?
I don't recall the exact date.
No.
A few years ago.
A few years
Yeah.
ago, and that was well past the zoning change,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be grandfathered in anyways.
Yeah, 2013,
Yeah.
changed hands.
I just,
Yeah.
make it easier on that
Yeah.
conversation.
They
He's
bought
not
it.
the original owner from the zoning change. It's
Mhm.
already changed hands, so it wouldn't be grandfathered in, Louis wants to change his hands.
Well, you see, I disagree, but that's me. Okay?
Right.
If you look it up, I'm right.
I do too, but this is how this process got me here, so I'm here. Did I kind of did everything everybody asked me to do.
This is like the second largest lot that was there, 2 out of the 7 or 8 here.
Yeah. Yeah,
And the rest of them are all built
I
on?
know you're only
The rest of
grandfathered
them, as
for
far as
7
what
or 8
was
years, whatever
recorded,
it
yeah,
may be,
they're all built on, that's the last existing one.
from the time that the zoning changes. Members have any questions of the
I was
applicant?
trying to follow it along, and I think it was 2004, the grandfathering appealed, and then there was an additional, I want to say, 5-year grace period. That ended in 2009. So you're aware of all of this?
I am, yep. That's how we ended up here. It was kind of like.
And then 4 years later, after the final,
we took
you bought it? Or
It was
you-
handed down to us,
Okay.
yes. They transferred it to us.
Okay, so,
So
all
that
right.
we could use it for our kids' education.
Well,
That's the plan.
yeah. So were you aware of the problem at that
No.
time?
Nope. We're
Oh, you
not.
weren't?
No.
Oh.
Because all, the assessors, whatever that piece of paper is, that assessors note that comes in the
Tax
mail,
map.
the tax thing, and
Yeah.
it says 130. I looked it up on the thing, it says it's buildable, so there really wasn't a question on it, right? It was like, we're paying taxes, like, great. 130, it's buildable.
I think you're right, Larry. Okay. I'm gonna win this one, though. Because I think that's wrong. You bought it, you operated in good faith, paid taxes all these years, right?
It's the state law, though.
Yes.
We're probably
State
not
law.
good to give advice to people.
Yeah, exactly.
You get too much advice.
Huh? I can't hear.
Looks like there's a large parcel directly behind this that would, I don't know if it's available to,
I don't know.
Couple.
Behind all of them.
yeah. Right.
Should have brought our computers so we could look it up.
Any-
I think this would be a good one for you to go to. I think we should go to the town council with this one.
I don't think so. I disagree.
Okay.
I'm as sure as I can be that there's grandfathering rights and they've expired.
Yeah.
That's why people, when they have multiple lots and it's a zoning change, you sell one to your wife. You keep one in your name, and then
Yeah.
you checkerboard it, and you're legally protected because you don't own any abutting. But anyway,
Okay.
is there anybody who would like to speak on this application?
I would.
Oh, you just need to state your name and address, please.
David Pamela Mort, 217 Southeast Main Street. I guess we're the reason why Richard is here tonight. We are prospective purchasers of the land. We've lived in the Blackstone Valley our whole lives. We lived the last 25 years in Douglas. And we'd like to build another home. And Douglas was our choice to stay in town. So we knew that it was a slightly substandard lot, and this is why Richard has landed here tonight, to try and get a special permit for the property, so that once it's transferred, we would be able to build on it.
Okay, thank you. Any board members have any other questions, comments?
This one's tough.
Well, I don't see all the
It
other
has
houses.
precedent setting
You
type
had to
things.
ask.
All the
I'm
other,
sorry?
excuse me.
Yeah, it does have precedent setting problems associated.
Well, it does, but they're right there in front of us.
Yeah,
you know,
well, you're doing the same thing that Louis did.
All the lots, all the lots are there. We're not,
See? Look,
That's the
you know,
last
and
one.
they're all
Telling
built
you.
on,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay?
this one's tough.
There's only one lot that this guy owns, and this guy wants to buy, and he's gonna live in that, right? You're gonna live, right? I mean, and nobody's gonna change anything. It's, it's right there. What's the big deal? I mean, you can say this, you can say that, but, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6 of them are built on. There's one lot. Now, what difference does that make?
Is he right or is he wrong?
wrong. Larry?
Larry?
So I think what Louis is trying to say is that it wouldn't be a detriment to the neighborhood by granting that variance. It's a similar lots up and down the street.
Yeah, the abutting lots are similar in size and frontage, et cetera. I agree.
Right.
with that.
See, I can look at it in the same way. No, it's the lots that, say, for instance, that are up at the reservoir, or any village area lots. And if something's there, because we have land that's on the reservoir that's a non-conforming lot too, with no house there, but there's a lot, you know.
But
I understand about the law, and I know, and like you
But
said,
if
it's
there's
just,
no-
you know, it's,
yeah. If there's no house, they're not gonna get built on now, right?
yeah.
If there's a house, that's how they get built on.
Yeah, but it's the same thing,
Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah.
same neighborhood. No one's gonna build nothing gigantic.
No, it's just not a buildable lot because the grandfather expired, that's
Yeah,
the issue.
well, that's why we're here, that's why we're here, we can make those
That's why
rules.
he's here.
Yeah, that's why you're here, right?
That's why we're here.
That's,
And we got this gentleman here that wants to buy the lot from him, and everyone's being honest about it. What's the big deal?
is that a variance? I mean, if we look at our rules or the books or whatever, is it possible for us to do that?
Well, I think we can issue variances to whatever zoning.
Yeah. Can we make a law, a law that was passed go away? I don't know if we could make it, I'm not sure. It's a lot, it's a, well, I guess.
It would just be a variance to build
So
on
with the
on
size.
a non-conforming lot,
With
as
the
long as you
size.
meet the setbacks.
Yeah, he's gotta meet the
Size.
setbacks.
The lot meets the setback.
Yeah, you gotta meet the
The
setbacks.
house would have to
The
meet
house would have to
setbacks.
set, that's what
The
we're
lot
saying.
meets
It's
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was explained to me when I,
You understand
as I
what I
was
said?
being coached. Is
Current
that when the
setbacks, which
Yeah.
would be 50 off the frontage and 25 from the sides.
Right, okay, you can do that.
Otherwise, we'd be getting a special permit out there.
All right. Do someone say town council, we speak to them, or is this something
No.
that we have to make a
I
decision?
think it's pretty straightforward.
Straight. All these other ones here.
Okay.
Well, I'd be glad to postpone or to continue. And I can ask if you think that's where we should go.
I mean, he clearly lost his grandfather rights. I
Yeah.
think we still have authority to, basically, he's getting a variance from the required frontage and a variance from the required area. But I don't know where that stops. If somebody comes in with 120 feet of frontage and 30,000 square
There
feet
is
of
no
lot.
precedence.
Yeah,
Well,
and I agree, except that it's the grandfathering that I'm looking at, not the size at all. I'm looking at the
grandfather
grandfathering.
expired, he's gone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's
That's
gone.
right.
The only thing I'm looking at is this. They're all
Yeah.
I would really like to hear from town council on his
Okay.
opinion towards it. I really would. I think it should be something that we,
Think about,
yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're here to help the people in town.
that's right, and,
So this is, I want to go with every avenue to help, so, if you understand it.
I do understand it, but I'm gonna express some frustration that this process has not been easy. And I think I've done everything
How's that?
that I've been asked to do. And I know that in that process, we've talked about approaching town council before, and we haven't done that.
Did I
We
say
have-
this fellow before?
No, we haven't. We have never seen this before. So
I know.
Okay, no, you're blaming us and it's not us.
No, I didn't blame anybody.
Well, you just said, you looked at it, and you come with town council. We're asking you now to give us one more month,
Okay.
and to.
Is this the first time, this is the first month
First time?
that this
Yeah.
client's
Yeah.
been
it's
here?
pretty frustrating. I mean, the process is what it
It
is.
is what it is, and this is government, and we're asking you let us
Okay.
do our job so we
Okay.
can help you.
Okay.
All right? We're not here to hinder, we're here to help,
Got it.
but within the law.
Got it.
So I'll make the motion to postpone the meeting until. Continue to next meeting, November
8th.
8th at whatever time,
7:45.
7:45, okay.
Okay, we have a motion to
Second.
continue this case, seconded by motion by Mr. Mara, seconded by Mrs. Holmes to continue to November 8th at 7:45, Maria?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting's continued to
I
next
think
month.
the question is whether or not we have the authority to issue that.
Yeah.
We're basically creating
So it's not something different, I'm just trying to make sure we're doing what we're legally.
No, you know what, I have no problem asking questions.
No, I just don't understand the issue here. Oh, weird.
Thanks for your time. We'll see you next month, okay?
Thank you.
Again,
Take it
yeah.
easy now. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll go on
I
a-
certainly hope it wasn't the conversation that Louis was having with him.
Yeah,
What was causing that?
we have no more agenda items this evening. Entertain a motion to,
So moved.
Second.
okay,
Second.
all right,
Third.
all right. The meeting is adjourned at
It's old.
8:19.